Hi, Zizaran here with another video, and we are going to go over, it's a small patch 3.15 OE, but there are some major changes, especially for the upcoming Battle Royale, and there is going to be a Battle Royale this weekend, I believe, as well. I can't remember if they said they were going to do it every weekend or every other weekend, but Path of Exile does have its Battle Royale mode back, which, in my opinion, is the only time Path of Exile has successfully done PvP, and it started as a joke, but it is incredibly fun. If you haven't tried it yet, or maybe you don't normally like Battle Royale, definitely worth trying. It is super fun. And there's going to be a Twitch Rivals tournament for $30,000. My partner for the tournament is Ventura, and I'm really excited. But let's take a quick look at the changes. So there are some bug fixes for the normal game, like for example, logbook explicit modifiers were not applying to the expedition areas. That's surprising that it went this long. But other than that, pretty much everything is Royale specific changes. If you DC, you're not able to reconnect, obviously, but actually maybe they should have that you're able to reconnect. But either way, you leave behind a corpse, allowing their items to be looted. This is really good because it started a meta that if people were about to die, they would log out and the person killing you would not get any loot. Killing another player as well grants more XP now. This is a very big change, especially for killing low players, because now it gives a flat 500 plus 20% of the player's total experience. Before, if you killed a really high player, that would be great, but killing low players didn't really do anything. Now it's actively worth, hopefully, actively worth killing people. Obviously, if you do somehow get to level 1, but like far into the game, you will give less XP to other people too. So yeah, a big level difference will make you get less XP. I think that was really annoying was a lot of the monsters, especially for melee, would just run away from you. That's been fixed, so pretty good. There's going to be less blue items. That's good because it was pretty pointless in the game, so it's now going to be either normal or rare. So if it's normal, you can use a binding orb or an alch on it, and it is supposed to be easier to get skill and support gems now. It was a very big problem where you had like 30 seconds to basically get one of the gems that you were comfortable playing with, or you were dead. Now, for a lot of players, this would end up being Blight or Explosive Arrow, but there were quite a lot of other gems that were stronger. And for example, I believe the strongest gem ended up being Elemental Hit, if you knew what you were doing. And somebody actually got 200 wins with Elemental Hit. So let's talk about the skill gem changes. Ball Lightning has been buffed, 35% more damage against players. This could be really good, especially you could see it being really good with 2 players on the team. However, Ball Lightning in something like Battle Royale is a little bit contradictory in what you want, right? If you do things like faster projectiles, it makes the projectile fast so it can hit players and it does less damage. If it's slow, people are just going to dodge it. So it kind of isn't an ideal PvP gem. We'll see how it pans out with the buff. Maybe it'll be good. Blight has been nerfed, 30% less damage at all levels and just several nerfs. But Blight was so incredibly strong because it didn't need anything else. It wasn't necessarily the best skill gem. However, a lot of the other things that were better than Blight needed maybe like 2 or 3 support gems, maybe a actual base like item that would be like level 8, for example, and did very little without it. Even Explosive Arrow really thrived from having a short bow. Whereas Blight, you could basically be naked and do very well with Blight, which is what like really set it apart. This should alleviate some of the balance. Burning Arrow now proliferates ignites inflicted with a radius of 15, so just base prolif, more damage with ignite, and that could be really good. It'll obviously make it fairly decent to farm with. You might need something like Pierce, but we'll see. It sounds more viable now. Cobra Lash has been buffed. It was pretty rough when I was playing with it. I felt like it didn't really have much or enough support gems to really make it worth it. I did try it a few times. I think I almost got one win with it. I'm pretty sure I didn't get one. Divine Ire mana cost has been increased to 3. Surprised there's no other changes because I didn't particularly feel like Divine Ire was amazing. The flat damage component of Explosive Arrow has been reduced by 20%, and Explosive Arrow now deals 24% less damage to players. It's a pretty good nerf. I think this is still going to have it be pretty strong, maybe dominate slightly less. Should be okay. Fireball's radius is increased by 3 and gains 5 to 7 radius as the projectile travels. 50% chance to ignite at all gem levels. I feel like ignite might be really strong. There's a lot of good ignite nodes you can pick up on the left side of the tree as well. Firestorm base damage has been increased by 29% at all levels. still think Firestorm is going to be garbage. Heavy Strike, 4 to 6 melee range. Heavy Strike was actually pretty okay. It could very easily get to the point where you one-hit people, but they kind of need to fuck up and backtrack or something. It wasn't that uncommon. People would quite regularly fuck up and underestimate Heavy Strike, so it was pretty okay to one-shot people, but I wouldn't say it was like the best skill. Maybe the strike range is what it really needs. We'll see. You also need very heavy attack speed. Ice Bear base damage has been increased by 100% at all levels, but it does 45% less damage to players. Should be pretty good, and if you're able to freeze somebody, you should be able to nuke someone down very quickly. Freeze was very strong in this. Leap Slam has a plus 1.2 second attack timer, and Whirling Blades is plus 1.5 second attack timer. So these skills that don't have cooldowns have been increased a lot. However, Flame Dash and stuff got nerfed in the normal patch, so Flame Dash might feel way worse still. Lesser multiple projectiles do 30 to 25% less damage instead of 15 to 10. Still very worth using because it's so easy to hit players with it. Rain of Arrows got buffed as well. 20% more damage to players and 10% more base damage. Rain of Arrows, I don't feel like it was particularly strong outside of the one you got from the Lion Ice Boots. And that one will maybe be bonkers now if that got buffed with it. Accelerated Volley now grants Pierce, so that's good. And there are some other changes to the skill tree as well. Spellmaster in the top tree grants cast speed, but no longer grants spell damage. Melee strike range has been reduced, maybe to make Ellie hit a little bit less OP. And then the charges that give endurance charges have increased duration by 300%. This is great because it was very hard to keep uptime on your endurance charges. And Vein Slicer notable is 4 life on hit instead of 12. You could basically become immortal against things like Blight with life gain on hit Cyclone. Faded End and Dodory's Damning can no longer drop. Cloak of Defiance no longer runs 1% mana regen. Dance of the Offered no longer runs max mana. And Royale exclusive version of the Ease local attack speed has a range of 15 to 25 instead of 8 to 15. This is a huge buff for melee, so things like Molten Strike and Elemental Hit might be the single best thing to use in Battle Royale. Fixed a bug where Quicksilvers could drop. There are not meant to be any. They weren't usable anyway. Divine Ire was unable to hit players while channeling, so that should be a big buff to Divine Ire. And damage hits while lucky stat was not being displayed. There's a lot of changes. It's sort of cool and bad at the same time. Patching right before a Battle Royale. Obviously, there were a lot of things that needed to be addressed, but now people aren't going to be able to practice before the Battle Royale. Either way, should be pretty fun to watch, but obviously it is a lot of money for people. First prize being $5,000 for a total of $30,000. So having people not be able to practice for this is a little bit forehead, I guess. But I'm very much looking forward to the tournament. Can't wait, and hoping to maybe GGD will let me make my own events for Battle Royale as well. Would love to do stuff like this. But yeah, excited. I hope you all are enjoying 3.15. Thanks for watching. Try to die less than I do.